Hey, welcome to the Balanced Flux podcast. I'm Tenny McLeod, and these are my takes on cultivating mental health, enhancing personal productivity, thereby living a balanced life. I hope that you'll be inspired to expand the quality of your life and in turn, empower others along the way. Expect new episodes on Sundays at 1 p.m. UTC on major podcast apps and platforms. And remember that you can always get more information on the website at balancedflux.com. So join me now and every week on this inspiring and fulfilling journey through the Balanced Flux podcast. You know, life can have discernible and even peculiar ways of throwing curveballs, often leaving you with emotional scars you might not even realize the existence of. Trauma, whether it's a singular jarring event or a series of distressing experiences, can leave a lasting imprint on your psyche. It's like a hidden crack in your foundation, subtly influencing your thoughts, feelings, and actions. You might notice a lingering unease, a persistent feeling of being on edge, or a heightened sensitivity to specific triggers, like a sudden loud noise transporting you back to a moment of fear and helplessness. You might also find yourself withdrawing from social situations, struggling to concentrate, or experiencing nightmares and flashbacks. These are all potential signs that your past is negatively impacting your present. But here's the thing: trauma doesn't define you. It's simply a natural human response to overwhelming events. Think of it this way: if you've severely sprained your ankle, you wouldn't ignore the pain and expect it to heal on its own while you go about your daily chores. You'd rest, ice it, maybe even see a doctor. The same goes for emotional wounds. Tackling trauma means acknowledging the pain, seeking support, and embarking on a journey of healing and growth. It's about recognizing that you deserve to feel safe, whole, and empowered, understanding that your reactions are valid, and that it's okay to not be okay. Now, you might have heard the saying, "Time heals all wounds." But this isn't entirely accurate when it comes to trauma. Time alone doesn't erase the impact of distressing experiences. It's like expecting a neglected garden to flourish without tending to it. It takes active effort and a willingness to confront the pain head-on. This might involve seeking professional help from a therapist specializing in trauma, joining a support group, or engaging in practices like mindfulness and applying positive affirmations to cultivate self-awareness and emotional regulation. Trauma, particularly the emotional variety, comes in different forms, each leaving its unique mark on your life. A single, isolated event like a road accident, a natural disaster, or witnessing a violent crime can leave you feeling shaken and vulnerable. This is known as acute trauma. On the other hand, chronic trauma results from repeated exposure to distressing events such as domestic violence or childhood abuse. These ongoing experiences can erode your sense of safety and self-worth, leaving deep-seated emotional wounds. Complex trauma, often experienced in childhood, involves multiple layers of emotional damage, shaping your beliefs about yourself and the world around you. It can profoundly impact your development and well-being, adversely affect your self-esteem, ability to trust others, and even your overall sense of self. Bear in mind that no matter what type of trauma you might have experienced in the past or still experiencing to this day, it's important to remember that you are not alone. See, trauma can take hold of anyone, regardless of background or circumstances. It is not a complete testament to your flaws or failings. It's simply a consequence of experiencing events, often beyond your control, that overwhelmed your capacity to cope. If you've experienced trauma, know that you're not broken or damaged. Believe that you're a resilient individual capable of healing and growth. Having said that, tackling trauma isn't always easy. You might encounter resistance in the form of fear, avoidance, or embarrassment. It can be daunting to face painful memories and emotions. Additionally, emotional healing can be a long and arduous process, but it is immensely beneficial. It is rarely an overnight transformation. The solution, however, lies in taking small steps, one at a time. Be patient with yourself and don't hesitate to seek support. There's no shame in asking for help. In fact, it's a sign of strength and courage. By confronting and processing your pain, you can increase your resilience, improve your mental and physical well-being, and deepen your self-understanding. You'll develop coping mechanisms that help you experience a wider range of emotions, reduced anxiety, and even relief from chronic pain. You'll also discover hidden strengths, forge stronger relationships, and cultivate a newfound appreciation for life's simple joys. Just imagine the newfound clarity and peace that awaits you on the other side of healing, allowing you to live fully in the present, unburdened by the past, and unworried by the future. So if you're carrying the weight of trauma, know that there is always hope. You don't have to let it control your life any longer. Instead, embrace the journey of healing and watch as you emerge stronger, wiser, and more empowered than ever before. It's like shedding a heavy coat you didn't realize you were wearing, allowing you to move through the world with greater freedom and grace. Remember, healing is not about forgetting the past. It's about learning to live with it in a way that allows you to thrive, reclaiming your power, and finding your voice because, after all, you deserve to live a life free from the shackles of past pain, filled with joy, meaning, and purpose. And that's a wrap for this week's episode of the Balanced Flux podcast. A new episode drops every Sunday at 1 p.m. UTC on major podcast apps and platforms. You can also listen to the podcast and extend your support through the website at balancedflux.com. This podcast is intended for informational and educational purposes only. Kindly seek the appropriate care and treatment from licensed professionals. Do join the community on social channels and send your messages there or via email. Either way, if this podcast sparks some form of inspiration, I'd be more than glad to hear from you. Thank you for sharing your time and mind space. Your presence and engagement truly make this journey even more fulfilling and rewarding. I'm Tenny McLeod, signing off for now, and until the next time, stay safe, best wishes, and keep striving to achieve your balanced flux.